hope you're well. So today's video, which was actually supposed to be a review of a foundation that I'm loving at the moment, and it's specifically this one here, this Lancôme one, but it's turned out to be like a face routine, my current face routine, including this foundation, and I kind of review this foundation in a little bit. So I hope you enjoy this video and keep watching to see what I do. So the foundation I'm going to be talking about today is this Lancôme Teint Miracle. I picked up in Boots before I went abroad. I was actually not supposed to pick this up. I was supposed to get the Teint Idol, you know, the long wearing one, but they didn't have my shade, so I ended up picking this one up just for the sake of it. Now, I didn't realize at the time that this foundation is actually, like, it fits the description of what I want my foundations to be generally. Like, I don't really go for long wearing foundations, but I wanted something before I went on holiday because I knew the country I was going to was really, really hot, and I needed something that's gonna stay on all day. So this foundation is actually a very natural, luminous and kind of skin-like foundation, a little bit like the other foundations I usually wear on a day-to-day basis. So I was very pleasantly surprised about many things with this foundation. It's definitely a really, really good foundation if you've got kind of dry to normal to combo skin. I probably wouldn't recommend it to oily skin unless you don't mind powdering every now and then. I would recommend you take a sample. You can, you know, buy these sample pots on eBay, and then when you're in the store, ask them to put a little bit of that in your little sample pot and take that with you. Try it out for a few days before you buy the foundation, because it's definitely a pricey foundation. It's definitely a splurge. So I wouldn't want you guys to buy it and then your money is wasted. So on to money and how much it costs. I think it was around £29 or 30 or something around the 29, 28, 30 pound mark. I can't really remember, but I would say it's definitely worth it for me. I really like it, and I'm going to show you guys how I apply it and what I do to prep my skin before applying foundation in this weather right now. We've got like a cold weather in the UK right now, so I need to show you guys how I do that. So I'm going to put this aside for now, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my skin. I've got combination skin, so I can get really dry, I can get oily, and it all kind of depends on the weather that I'm in and the temperatures that I'm in. So right now my skin is quite dry. It's not completely flaky, but it is a little bit dry, especially in some certain areas like around my mouth and like around my eyebrow area. It is quite dry, and I don't get really oily in this weather unless I'm like in a hot temperature area, I don't know, indoors or whatever. So I'm gonna start by toning my skin first of all, and I'm using the Silva skincare toner. I absolutely love this toner. It's called the Soothing Toner. It's a beautiful toner. So I'm gonna put some of that on a cotton pad, just like so, and then I'm just gonna take that all over my skin. And this is really helpful because it also removes any excess makeup you may have on your face from the day before or something. I actually haven't worn makeup in like 5 days, so I don't really have anything on here. Just some, I wiped it here where I put a bit of concealer on my eyebrow, so there's a little bit of that, but I shouldn't really have anything on my face right now. Okay, so next I'm going to moisturize. But right before I do, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've got like some blemish marks here because I've just had a bit of outbreak spots. So I'm using this brightening retinol cream. So now I know you guys are thinking, what the hell are you using a brightening cream? Why, Habiba, why? I'm just using this for my pigmentation, and what I do love about Silva skincare products is she basically makes them for people of colour, women of colour, and they're really helpful if you've got like pigmentation and stuff and you want to get rid of the pigmentation and you want your skin tone to be like one skin tone. So I really would recommend this. It's a very drying formula though, so I would recommend you use a moisturiser afterwards, which is what I'm about to do. So I'm gonna take a very small amount of this, and I'm just gonna kind of apply it more on the areas and then just kind of sweep it all over my face. And finally, I want to make sure I have a moisturiser on that's moisturising my skin, and I'm actually going to be using the replenishing night cream by Silva skincare, but I know you guys are thinking, it's not night, why are you using it underneath your makeup? But this night cream is actually a very moisturising, yet not sticky and not too greasy. It's not greasy at all. Like, there's no remnants of it on your skin as soon as you put it on, which I really like about this. So I think it really works underneath makeup. So I'm gonna put a little bit of that on my skin. Now, in the UK, since it's like, it's not really warm or anything, I don't tend to use primer at all. Like, if I do, I sometimes use the Illamasqua luminizing primer just for more luminous makeup, but I don't really need that with this foundation because it's luminous already. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the foundation. So I am applying the foundation, and I seem to love applying it with my Round Top Kabuki by Sigma, and it just looks like this. I've had this for ages and it's kind of grimy right now, so excuse that. You can also use a beauty blender. Unfortunately, I lost my beauty blender in Nigeria. I'm really sad. I need to buy a new one, but at the same time, I think I needed a new one. I've had that one for over a year and it was very grimy and the stains wouldn't come off, so whatever. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I typically use a pump and a half or 2 pumps. And my shade, by the way, sorry I didn't tell you my shade. My shade is 048, which is actually another thing that I really like about this foundation, because it's such a neutral and perfect colour, and it doesn't oxidize or anything, and it just really looks good on my skin. So I'm gonna just start applying it, and even though it's quite a medium light coverage, it still covers my blemishes, and I've got makeup all over my scarf. Great. So I just blend. It has quite a nice smell. It's a very slightly perfumey, slightly floral, but it's not horrible. You get what I mean? I like it. It doesn't annoy me, basically. I don't know if scents annoy you, you might not like it. As I said, you should definitely try out a sample before you purchase. So I just basically just buff it in, because I find that to be the best way to go about it. So next I'm going to do my under eyes concealing. I'm going to zoom you guys in just so you can see a little bit more. So I have a couple concealers here that I'm currently loving. For my under eyes, I've got the Make Up For Ever HD concealer. I've got the Nars creamy concealers, which are my favourite, and I've got the Fit Me concealer by Maybelline. So today I'm just going to go for the Nars concealers, just because I don't really need too much going on. Sometimes I use all 4, surprisingly, because these are 2 different shades, by the way. I've got Custard and Ginger. So I kind of typically use Custard around this area, just because it's a little bit lighter and I like to brighten that area a little bit. So I just tap it in like so. I'm going to use Ginger, which is the darker shade, kind of around this area. And I like to clean up my concealer, my eyeliner using this, if I made a mistake, but I don't think I've made any mistakes today. So I don't have my beauty blender, so I have to use my finger to blend. I'm using a sponge that looks like this and my Lancôme setting powder. This is the first time I make a makeup-ish video where I'm actually talking and it's not a voiceover. I'm going to use my foundation powder by MAC in C40, which is the one I always use. And I'm using a very small amount. I completely brush it all off. Okay, so now on to highlighting, and my favourite highlighter at the moment is the Balm highlighter, but I haven't been using Mary Lou. I've been using the one in this palette. This is the Balm Voyage palette, which I know is really weird, but I really like it. It comes with it, and I really like the contour as well. I like both of them. And this is the highlighter. So I'm first going to do my nose, and I'm just going to put the highlighter right there. And I'm using my finger, by the way. Just like that. Put just a little bit more, because I love my nose highlight. Then I'm just going to use my Sigma highlighter brush for the rest of my face. I'm going to highlight my brow bone. And then I'm just going to bronze up my face very slightly using this brush by OPV. And I'm using the same palette with the bronzer that I just spoke about earlier. And I'm just bronzing my face. No serious contouring, just slight bronzing. Okay, now I'm gonna do my lips. And a little bit of So Chord by MAC on lip. Actually, this is Ruby Woo. A little bit of Ruby Woo. And this is the look. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. By the way, the top I'm wearing is from Verona collection and it's their new modest top, which is quite long and it reaches the knees, which is really nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video and follow me on my social media, which will all be here in a second. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Don't you worry at all.